It's Thursday's market SITREP here at Top Gun Options. Matthew Buckley, my call sign is Wiz, and let's knock out a quick debrief of our weekly options trades right now. We're up about $3,300 so far this week, folks. This bear call spread that I put out yesterday afternoon as the unemployment numbers popped, it was up 100% a couple seconds ago, $1,100 gain. It doesn't matter, folks, but get out of this trade. You never know what's going to happen. Just like we saw with the ADP pop, I sold into it yesterday. FOMC minutes came out, and a very, very hawkish Yellen and Fed minutes caused the market to implode. Crazy day of trading yesterday, but not for us here at TGO. So there's that bear call spread I sent out, and in a couple hours made $1,100. So I'll close this right now. And remember, folks, don't sit here and say I'll just let it expire for max profit. It's Thursday morning. A lot can happen between now and tomorrow's closing bell, and we're going to talk about the thousands of things that are going on right now that could throw the market all over the place. Yesterday was a perfect example of what can happen if you just sit there fat, dumb, and happy and think, I'll just let this expire for max profit. Now, the iron condor I have working is up 41%, $1,400 bucks. So what's that? We have about $2,500, if you allow me to round up, in weekly options profits by Thursday morning here. We're up $1,500 bucks in this trade. Let's take a look at our metrics. Risking $4,200 to potentially make $3,300. Okay, so as long as we stay below 2370 to the top, to the right upright, so to speak, in our football trade, this iron condor, and we stay above 2340 to the downside, this can make $3,300 this week. So I'm hanging on to that one. And then let's take a look at our Goldman Sachs bear call spread. A little bit of a pop out of the financials. I'm going to explain why. The market was flat before I pressed record, and this trade was up about $700. But I'm hanging on to this one right now. Take a look at the metrics. A 77% probability by tomorrow afternoon of making an $1,100 profit in this one. Net, we're looking at potentially $5,500 in weekly options profits. That's going to more than pay for an annual Full Throttle subscription, which you're going to hear about next week. Why? Because we're opening the doors to our squadron all next week. And you can check out the flight schedule down here. Kicking off Monday night, April 10th at 8 p.m. and wrapping up next Friday with a weekly options live trade brief at 1 p.m. when we're going to close all our slots. Here's where you need to go. Go.topgunoptions.com/join-FT. Okay, join Full Throttle. Full week of live trading and training here at TGO. It's awesome. It's an industry-leading program, and obviously, based on the calls I made around the election that Trump was going to win, market was going to rally, going against Goldman Sachs, Citi, JP Morgan, all those folks, we nailed it. We've been nailing it here at TGO for a long, long time. So come join us during Full Throttle. All right, here we go. Strap in. A lot of politics to talk about. This morning, complete shit show in the Senate. The Democrat, Chuck Schumer really is a clown, man. That whole clown car of Democrats, they're shooting themselves in the foot. Now we're going to do away with, not in the history of these once United States, has a Supreme Court nominee been filibustered. This is how disgusting the Democrats are. But now we're going to have to change the rules. It's called the Reid option. It's not the nuclear options, folks. Let's correct the liberal media. It's called the Reid option, and Justice Gorsuch will be Justice Gorsuch on the Supreme Court by tomorrow. Why do you care about this? And let's go back to talking about trading, Wiz. You should care about it because this shows that, in fact, when it comes down to it, Trump is going to be able to get things done. Now, this guy, Mitch McConnell, said, hey, we will never use you only need 51 votes for, like, legislative issues. Eesh. Now we're on a slippery slope. I think John McCain's really kind of lost it, and his village in Arizona needs him back. But he's right. He's like, we have to do this, but I'm really worried about the traditions of the Senate. So here's my point. Trump really has reached out recently to work with Democrats on tax reform, and I think they're going to want to get on board with that because that's something that resonates with all of us, especially me and around this April 15th time frame that it's taxes suck, and tax reform will be bipartisan. So why is that a big deal? That's why the banks are catching a little bit of a bid, is because they're like, wait, well, there you go. Goldman Sachs is now back up $500 as the market pulls back a little bit. So 43%, $500 of Goldman Sachs. So it shows that he can get things passed. Hell, we have a sleeping reform or a sleeping chance that healthcare reform could get passed here. Nunez is stepping down as the head of the Russia probe. He's still going to keep his chairman position, but I think this is a brilliant move. Democrats would never do this, folks. If they were embattled, they'd stay in power, deny, counteraccuse. Your typical sociopath type of behavior of deny you did anything wrong ever and stay in power and try and maintain control. That's not what Republicans do. We say, hey, I gooned up. I'll step back. So it takes all their gunpowder away, right? It takes all their teeth out. This is brilliant. Because I know the Adam Schiff guy is really, really worried about what he saw with what's her name and what's going on. It's bad. Susan Rice. Okay, so let's get moving here. We got to talk about about 15, 20 miles north of me right now. President Xi is going to be landing and meeting with President Trump in Mar-a-Lago. And a lot of things to talk about. Obviously, North Korea. The North Korean or the Chinese sanctions on North Korea aren't doing squat. He lit off a bottle rocket yesterday, and it's bad. That was a solid fuel rocket. How do we know that? Because the liquid fuel, they got to line up like 20 trucks, a couple days before the launch to fuel the damn thing. This was a solid launch. And of course, we got the gas attack in Syria. Bad stuff going on around the world, folks. But who cares, right? Who cares about apathy? Take a look at the VIX. What's the VIX doing today? Look at that. What did I say the other day, folks? I said when vol is cheap down here at this 11 line, you buy it. When it's expensive and we hit 13, you sell vol. As soon as we hit 13 yesterday, look at us imploding here back down to 12. You could look at, men and women lie, numbers don't. Look at this chart. It's a heart rate monitor in between the 11 and 13 line. So with everything going on in the world, you still have to get short vol here. It's nuts. And now the market, so we had a little bit of a pop there as I was literally giving this. Now we're selling off here. That's pretty interesting. What else is going on? So this was on Zero Hedge yesterday, and suddenly both Obamacare repeal and Trump tax reform are dead. I wouldn't put any stock in this. We'll take a look at the chart in a second. Stocks are flat. Here's why stocks are mainly flat. Like I said, here we go with Z. They're both coming to the table with a lot of here's what we want. They're both coming to the table with broadsides too, blasting away at the other guy and taking some rounds. So it's going to be very, very interesting. The statement that the joint statement that they're going to read on Friday, it's already written, folks. There's not going to be any groundbreaking anything that comes out of this. This really is to pave the battlefield for their lieutenants to really go behind the scenes and start working moving forward. This is very, very premature, this meeting. The earliest that one of our heavies has met with their heavy after an election. This is very, very early, but this is how Trump wants to get things done. Good article about how to trade the Z Summit. I'll talk about how we're trading it. You see that we're on track to potentially make $5,500 this week. You want to know how to trade this summit? You should be a member here at TGO. Talked yesterday about the ADP. Now nobody cares. The ADP number fades, and then we're all caring about tomorrow morning's number. That's why you really need to get out of trades that are at max profit right now. And see, there you go. I got filled at a nickel on my SPX trade, made $1,100 in a day. And Iron Condor is looking good. The Goldman Sachs trade is looking good. This is just good trading here, guys. But you get out of it because I don't know. What if there's a blowout to the top or to the bottom, or blowout to the top that beats ADP tomorrow, or a blowout to the bottom that makes ADP look like they shouldn't be even be in this business? You don't know how the market's going to react. Like the guy in the song said, go on, take the money and run. Really looking at first quarter earnings. Can't wait for the financials that kick off. I think next week the financials really get into it. And what else is going on? Just a lot. I really think, and we nailed this last week, we've been nailing a lot, folks. Our weekly options success rate year to date is 90%, 91%. I think I said 92 yesterday, so forgive me. So we, one or two misses, I think, and I rolled one of them, and that's it, man. We are crushing here. I think we're going to bounce off this 50-day again. Once we get this China meeting behind us, we get back to just this slow grind upward. So I'm cautiously bullish on this market. And again, you're going to find out next week all of this stuff. You're going to get actionable trades next week where I'm deploying my capital. I have a new acronym that I'm going to teach you, not Fear 2017. So I threw an N in there, so make sure you grab your slot to figure out why. You can head to go.topgunoptions.com/joinft. That stands for Join Full Throttle. You can grab your slot. I'll throw you a copy of our OPCL, the Options Pocket Checklist. It's worth $45, folks. And then our 7-step trade plan, big PDF on all that stuff, and we should be good to go. Okay? All right, folks, I got to run. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll be back with Friday's market wrap-up to talk about jobs and also how the summit's going with the presidents tomorrow. So have a great rest of your day.